racing is over. Now it's time to go home and then for the chaos to begin. So the public is like, I'm done. But it's a good moment to get a picture of everyone. Get some pictures of the crowd. There's a baby there, and the baby's like, too much noise, I'm tired. And then more bikes going through. So it's going to be a lot of chaos here. So I think it's now about 4 o'clock, and most of the people here are now just so minute bike there. Another minute. Oh, that's not a minute bike. All right. So what's happening now is that people are leaving, and the presenter. That's a lot of dust. If you don't die of something. All right, that's another bike. So more people. Going by. So the interesting thing about this is that a lot of people are now leaving, and the presenter was like, hey, don't leave, we still need to present the trophies to the winners. And everyone's like, I didn't win anything, I'm leaving. Okay, bikes everywhere. Bikes and people. Okay, more people there. Everyone coming. So this seems to happen almost at every race, where people are, that's mini bikes. More people leaving. Everyone's tired. I think it's probably not because they don't care about the trophies. It's like they're just tired. So everyone's tired. You've been here say 9 o'clock this morning. You've got quad racing as well. I don't know if they participate because motocross, I don't know if, but I didn't see them the last time, so I don't think they're here. But anyway, what you tend to see is that, get a picture. Once something is, what's it called? Once the event is over, if your family or friends or cousins are not part of the group or the winners, you'll just like, most people just leave. And also, I think another reason why people leave early. Okay, that's another bike. So another reason why people leave early is that you're trying to get ahead of the traffic because it's going to be packed. So you've got the bike trying to get behind all the people. But and then you have the quads trying to get out. But when you get to the other side, as you can see, it's packed. So it means if you're going by foot, you'll probably be quicker than everyone else. But then if you park outside the event venue, it's much better than actually inside when you leave it. Anyway, the good thing about this motocross is that it's a family event. A lot of people just come and spend the weekend here, well, the day mostly. And this is how you indoctrinate your children into becoming part of the motocross family. When you see your older cousins, uncles participating, you're thinking, next time when I get older, when I can gather money, I'm going to buy one of these. Now, this brings me to the story that I want to talk about, which is the story of motorcycles. Okay, get more pictures, families. So, one of the stories here is that these group of people So what happened was about 2 weeks ago, some of the bikers here, but anyway, there were basically hundreds of bikers. And what they did was they decided they were going to do a run to the coast. So they all went from all the various locations in Costa Rica and just headed for the coast. And there were just literally hundreds of them. And the people were calling the police because they were doing really dangerous things. So, and then the police did a roadblock and started to control the papers. It transpires that loads of them didn't have the necessary permits. Some didn't even have a driver's license to ride the bike. So the police just decided, well, seize all the bikes. And that's what they did. They seized all the bikes, and they also, what else did they do? They seized the bikes, and some people actually not borrowed their grandfather's bike, and let me go to the other side. So they borrowed their grandfather's bike to participate in this illicit rally, bike rally, and because of that, the bikes was seized by the police. And because of that, you had basically hundreds of people had to find their way home. Some of them came like 2 hours away from where they were picked up by the police. It was terrible. They didn't know what to do, how to get back home. So instead of learning from that, they decided, hey, we're going to go online on Facebook and complain. Get more pictures. So all right, group posing for pictures. Let's take a picture. Nice. So, a lot of the people who lost their bikes started complaining online that, hey, doesn't the police have anything better to do than to seize my bike? They are criminals, thieves. Okay, I don't have a license to ride this bike, but at least they could give me a break. But so all right, throwing gang signs, I think. I don't know if there are gangs here. Aparece en Facebook, Team Trocadero. Bueno, se lo enseñe. Espérese, lo voy a enseñar. Once the party is over, people are more willing to pose for pictures than at the beginning. probably they're a bit more relaxed after taking, you know, they've had a few. So people are a bit more relaxed when they at the end of the party. So you can see everything here was packed a few minutes ago, and all of a sudden it's empty. So it's just that quick that people just say, okay, it's over, I'm going home. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because it's a good idea. All right. Now they're preparing the piece. You have the what's it called? The tractor cleaning up, because yeah, that's what you do. Preparing the trucks. You need to do that. Get yourself. All right. Talking about the issue of all the bikers, Yamaha fleet. It's time to leave. So, why is it that the police was able to seize a lot of the bikes because they didn't have a license? It transpires that most of the people who actually work here, no, not work here, most of the people who are here, what they actually would do is that when you learn to ride a bike in the country, you don't go to riding school. You just go to, you ask your brothers, your cousins, I don't know, your friends. Basically, there is no formal training. But most of them are competent riders, by the way. But they just don't have the formal training to basically basic safety training on the road, to know the road signs and things like that, so that you just learn as you go. And it's not unusual. I used to have a work colleague, she was from Germany, and she said, well, when she was growing up, she learned to ride a tractor on her father's farm. And it's just the way you do things. If you're remote, you basically learn as you at a very young age, and when you get older and you need to be a bit more professional, so you go and take the driving test. But in some cases here, some of the younger ones can't be bothered, because if you live in a big farm, what tends to happen is that most people, that's an interesting truck, most people don't actually bother to go and take a driver's license. Cute mini trucks, not motocross bikes. So most people don't bother to take their license or take the formal training. They just continue to ride. And the problem with doing that is that, yes, they can ride, but they don't really consider all the other riders on the road. And because of that, it becomes a problem where they do a lot of things, that they do wheelies on the road or things like that. Yeah, security guards keeping the car safe. So they do, all these young people will do a lot of crazy things on the road, and in some cases it has been there have been accidents, especially in the mountains here. I mean, we're now in the valley somewhere, and so you need to ride up this, and this is not even the highest part. Some places would just put the fear of God in you about with how steep they are. But the younger people who grew up here don't really care too much for those. They're used to the road, so what they do is they just take the same attitude that they have in the rural area and take it to the city, and then they went all the way to the coast on the motorway, and then the people called the police raided and took their bikes. And now the problem is, you need to go, I don't know if you need to go to court or anyway, you need to go somewhere to get your bike back and pay the fines and things like that. So in that case, most people just think, well, let me work this out. This bike doesn't have MOT, doesn't have a valid registration. I'm not even going to bother. Let me get a picture of this. I'm not even going to bother to go and get the bike back. That's it. I call my cousin to come and pick me up, or I get a ride from some of my friends. So yeah, that's the end of the day with this motocross. It's been a lot of fun. Now let's go and get something to eat. Adios.